Hello and welcome. My name is Mary Anabakanta, Lead Training of Ukraine Bureau. Today is the Africa Safer Internet Day. Safer Internet Day is celebrated in over 170 countries worldwide. The event is celebrated globally in February each year to promote the safe and positive use of digital technology for children and young people, and to inspire a national conversation about using technology responsibly, respectfully, critically, and creatively. The 2022 edition of the Africa Safer Internet Day has the theme Positioning and Partnering for Child Online Protection. With us here is Mr. Joseph Quay to give us some few advisories on how to protect our children online. Let's welcome Mr. Joseph.
Hello, Mary. Thank you for that. I'm Joseph Quay, lead cybersecurity at eCrime Bureau. And, we would basically be going through some, practical advisory on how you can keep your children safe online. So let's discuss a few. Okay. Now, the theme for this year's Africa Safer, Safer Internet is around child online protection. So basically, we are positioning ourselves as a parental figure or a guardian, and we are looking at the ways in which we can help our children online stay safe, because we understand the repercussions could be there if we don't put in certain measures. So we'd like to start with one thing that, is tossed around a lot, and that is parental controls. And luckily for us, these parental controls basically talk about certain settings or controls that a parent can set on a device or a guardian can set on a device for which it can control the digital experience of a child or a ward. So in this case, I have to be honest, technology is now helping us do a lot of these things. So there are quite a few inbuilt features within the various platforms we use, be it Android or iOS, that give us the opportunity to control and limit the activities that children do on their digital devices. And as you can see from the screenshot, this particular one is actually a third party, it's a third party tool that is being used to manage, the digital experience and controls things from a parental perspective. If you can look at the bottom left of the screen, there are also other additional third-party tools that allow parents to be able to control their digital experiences of children. But the idea is, look, you need to control, as a parent, take the active measure to control certain activities that a child does on a digital device. And that also comes with certain examples. So when I'm talking about parental control, what exactly are we saying? Well, it can be restricting their social media interactions. It can be, certain limits on how long they can stay on a particular application. But it can also be simply what you are seeing in the screenshot at the top right of the screen, whereby you can actually control, the kind of websites that a child can visit whilst on a digital device. So this is being done from an iPad or an Apple device. And you can clearly see that, accesses to certain sites like Apple Discovery Kids are allowed to children, but there are also settings to control and restrict certain accesses. And all of these fall under the parental controls. The advice is, look, deploy parental controls on whichever device or platform that you are using, and then use that to limit and control, the activities of children online. We'll be looking at a few advisories as we go on the slides. Now, the concept of cyber hygiene is something that we cannot, run away from. And basically, cyber hygiene is looking at all the measures that we put into place, right? Just like hygiene is used for the health term, in the cyberspace, there are certain practices, right, that if we are not observing, we make ourselves liable to certain risk. So with cyber hygiene, the idea is to, provide create a safe environment through certain practices, right, which make us hygienic from a cyber perspective and make us less liable to risk. And that's the concept of cyber hygiene. So there are certain practices, okay, including using certain applications to limit internet access. When I say internet access, control internet access, like VPN applications and other applications that even when children are using devices on a public device, it makes them less susceptible to attacks. So that's a concept of cyber hygiene, and so many things fall under that. VPN applications is one. You can also teach children how to set good enough passwords. All of these are all part of the ecosystem of the things that improve the cyber hygiene. Okay. um Speaking of cyber hygiene and some of the practices that even follow suit, we can look at privacy settings as one. So privacy settings, these are now have become basically embedded in almost every application that we use, whether it's a social media or it is popular website. They allow, you know, a parent or a guardian to control specific settings regarding a child's privacy. On the internet, there have been far too many cases where, children have uploaded pictures which were accessible to the public, and not only the public, but certain bad actors. So with the privacy settings, we are advising that parents and guardians generally go to the social media applications of some of these their children and their wards, and then set certain settings that will limit at least the consumption of the things they post online to friends and family or trusted groups. And once you configure some of these settings, we believe that it's all part of the cyber hygienic practices that protect children online. So in this screenshot, you can see that, and this is an excerpt, it was an excerpt from Facebook, and you can tell that there are certain settings, including, the friend list of the child, right? And you can configure it as it stands now. It's pretty unsafe, unhygienic. Who can see your friend list is the public. And the public, if everyone can see the friend list, then they can target the child and also people that are close to them. So something like this, you may likely change it to only restricted family members or only close friends. Now let's look at other advisory that hopefully can help us protect our children online. Now, over here, we're looking at access controls, and the name is very definitive of what it does. It's basically about putting certain measures in place to limit the access or to control the access of children. So there are cases whereby the adult's phone, right, has a lot of content that may not be safe for a child. But that phone has no password, and a child basically unlocks it and gets access to these things that might end up being detrimental to them. So when we are talking about access control, we are advising that parents and guardians put on some kind of mechanisms. The basic ones being a PIN or a lock screen mechanism that can unlock based on the parent's biometrics, being it a phone, a thumb, or the facial recognition. But basically, we are saying that, look, protect your devices, adults, protect your devices, and make it a bit more difficult for the average child to gain access to them and expose them to content that they are not supposed to see. So basically, these are just a few advisories that we wanted to share with your team. We wanted to share with the general public when it comes to being safe on the internet, especially for children, and particularly for children. There are several advisories out there, but for the most part, I think we would like to end off by saying that, look, you need to look out for your children online. If you don't do it, the internet will do that on your behalf, and the effect of that will be detrimental to the entire society. Thank you very much. This has been Joseph Quay, lead of cybersecurity at eCrime Bureau, and over at the, should I say, the facilitators table is Madam Mary and Anna Abaka. And we hope you have a wonderful, safer Africa Internet Day. Thank you.